Hi everybody, it's Miss Jo coming at you from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Um, Today I'm going to take a break from Counselor Carrie cards and we're going to do an Easter themed activity because today is Thursday, the 9th of April, and we are coming up on the Easter weekend. I won't be uploading a video on Friday or Monday because we have those days off. So today's Easter themed video, I have come up with some little eggs that I had in the house. I was going to wear Easter bunny ears. I tried to make them, but they failed really bad. And that's okay. That's how we learn. We try things and they don't work out. And we try again. But we didn't have any in the house. It's not an essential, so I couldn't go out just to buy Easter bunny ears because that wouldn't make sense. But one thing I did have in the house was these little Easter eggs with faces on them. Now, you might not have Easter eggs with faces on them, but you may have little plastic Easter eggs. And you can use a Sharpie to draw some faces on, or you can use sticker emoji faces and put on them. And here's how I'm going to use these. So I have a bunch of them, different ones. So let's take this one here. Take a look at it for a moment. What feeling do you think that this egg is having? Just take a moment and think. To me, it looks like he's being pretty silly. So how I'm going to use these eggs is, to me, it looks like they're being silly. So I'm going to take a little piece of paper. For me, I'm going to take a Post-it because that's what I have here in front of me. And I'm going to think of a time when I felt silly. I'll write down silly, S-I-L-L-Y. And I'm going to think of a time when I was being silly or felt silly. And I'm thinking of this morning. We were dancing and singing in the kitchen. Dancing and singing in the kitchen. So that's what we were doing at breakfast time. So I'm going to take my little note, dancing and singing in the kitchen, fold it up, and put it inside my egg. Now, what you can do with this as well is if you have some other kids, if you have your parents, if you have enough people, you could play a little game where everybody looks at it, doesn't say out loud what they think it's feeling, and then you each write down what feeling it is and a time you felt that way, and then you can put all the eggs in a basket afterwards and guess who wrote which one. It could be like a little game. You could keep score even if you wanted to try to guess, or you could just do it for fun where you guess who wrote each one and see how well you know the other people in your house. But another way you can use these on your own, especially with tougher feelings. So let's look at one that I think is having a big feeling. To me, he looks like he might be scared. So I could take and write down a time when I felt scared. So a time that I felt really, really scared was, I'm going to write the word scared. And I'm going to write when my little girl went missing at Disney. So when my little girl went missing at Disney, I was super, super scared. And so the reason that we talk about feelings is how do we use them? What do we do with them? So some of the feelings that we enjoy, we can just enjoy them and think about them, and those are good memories. But when we think about feelings that we've had and things that have happened that we didn't enjoy, we also have to think about, okay, so how can I deal with that if something makes me have that feeling again? What can I do to make me feel better? Or how can I handle that really well the next time? And we handle things well by, stopping and taking the time to think about what we're feeling and think about what we can do differently if we're not handling it well or if we're not making a good choice because of it. So when my little girl was missing, I was panicking and I was running all around, and that might have been helpful if I had found her. I was running all over the place, and my husband was running everywhere, and we were checking different places, but we were also afraid to leave where we were because if she came back and couldn't find us, then she'd be really scared. So after a while, we realized we just couldn't find her there, and I was just panicking and it wasn't helping. So I had to stop and take a deep breath and say, what can I do to help? And I needed to ask for help. So I got a security guard and I said, help me. My daughter is missing. And they were able to help. And we did find her. So it was a really scary time. So you can even kind of write down, I wrote when my little girl went missing at Disney. So what did I do that helped is a question you can write there. What did I do that helped? And I asked for help. So I'll write that answer there. I asked for help. All right. Sometimes when we have big feelings, we might not react in a helpful way. So sometimes we need to ask others for help, or we can stop and think, well, what did I do last time to help me? And that's how we learn to react better sometimes. Like it could be anger, something that makes us mad. All of our feelings are okay. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to hit somebody because you're angry. So to stop and think, well, that's what happened, and it didn't turn out very well for me. I hit somebody, didn't turn out very well for them, and now maybe they don't trust you. So you want to think, well, what could I have done differently? So that's how I'm using these little eggs. You don't have to use eggs. You could just use anything really. You could do it when you're watching a TV show and thinking about the feelings that you're seeing on there, and the way people are reacting, and have everybody stop, pause it for a minute, and write down what feeling they think the person's having, what they did, and a time you felt that way, and then what you did, what they could do better, what you could do better next or differently next time. All right, so that's my activity for today. It's still a thinking strategy because we're thinking about feelings and thinking about what we thought in the past, and what we thought, what we felt, and then how we behaved. And so we will talk more about that when I return on Tuesday after our long holiday weekend. And I hope that everybody has a happy Easter. Bye.